Hi guys, I want to talk about some charts because I wanted to actually answer someone else's question about is the Illuminati and Freemasonry have anything to do with one another, and are they alike and such. Well, what Freemasonry is a secret society. It's part of a secret society group, and there's a number of them. Now, the Illuminati, as you see here in this chart, let me kind of magnify this a little bit. Okay. The Illuminati is here at the top. Now, this part up here, now I'm going to say who is part of this Illuminati, because it's made up of a certain group or groups, but the top person who leads this Illuminati is, believe it or not, Satan, and those within this group refer to him as Lucifer. So he's the one and the same. Now below this, below the top Illuminati here, is this may not be a good chart because I'm going to find another chart here shortly. And then I have one, a very large one that expands out also. But right here in this chart, it gives banking and money groups on the left hand side. On the right hand side next to it is the secret society group. Now the banking and money groups include International Money Center Bank, central banks, International Monetary Fund, the IMF, the World Bank, International Bank of Settlements, World Conservation Banks, multinational corporations, and foundations. Okay, remember that, because this is how the Illuminatis run, by the banks. So anything that you want to know what is run by what, always follow the money, because it always leads back to the banks, because they're always into making some kind of money. And the next video I want to talk about is there's lots of important subjects I need to talk about in regards to why God is judging America, why judgment is coming to America. Actually, we are in judgment right now, which I had mentioned earlier, and about the Sandy Hook elementary school massacre shooting. This all ties in together, and that's why I need to explain these charts before I discuss the what is going on about that. Now, I'm not going to talk about any conspiracy things or anything like that, because I'm not what you call a truth or anything like that. I am a Christian that is seeking to find the truth, and the only truth there is through Jesus Christ. And so what you need to find the truth is to read the Bible and read the scriptures and find out what is going on, God is talking about, and then you pretty much know what is happening in our modern day society. Okay, the secret society groups are Freemasonry, Skull and Bones. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about that. The Grand Orient Lodge, the Grand Alpina Lodge, the Knights Templar, the Royal Order of the Garter, Priority de Zion. I think that was mentioned in Dan Brown's book. PRI, Priority, however you pronounce it, Priority Design, I think that's how you pronounce that. And the Rosicrucians, and I think that was also mentioned too in that Dan Brown's book. And Angels and Demons. If you haven't really read any of those books, There's an unauthorized copy of Angels and Demons Explained, and that would help too, about what tells about like a lot of these secret societies and all. And it is non-fiction. A lot of people thought it was an actual story, but it was based on actual events, but it has a lot to do with the beliefs of the secret societies, but they follow Lucifer, so Lucifer's a liar. So, but they want to challenge God, because that's their main purpose, and Lucifer's purpose in setting up a new world order is to challenge God, because it all comes down to a battle between good and evil anyway. And so that's what all these things that are going on, and that is what's going on, is a challenge to God. So if people need to wake up and really realize that is a battle between good and evil, and between God versus Satan, then you'll understand, you'll see like in the big picture what is going on. Okay, now these groups kind of stem off into other groups, like political groups, intelligence groups, religious groups, and education groups. Now the political groups are your national government leaders, the UN, the United Nations, now the Bilderbergs. Now the other chart I want to talk about is about the Bilderbergs, and how they control a lot of the businesses and the corporations in the world. And I'm going to get into that shortly. The Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Club of Rome, the Aspen Institute, Bohemian Grove, and that's notorious for a lot of satanic rituals and child sacrifice. Believe that or not, if you don't believe me about that, then you have to look that up, because as a whole new, what they call whole new ball of wax. So yeah, it's like, if you want to look that up about Bohemian Grove, child sacrifice, Baal worship, because it goes way back in ancient times, but way back in Babylon. So that's back in biblical times. Regional federations like NATO, EEC, and etc. International labor unions. So see, the labor unions are bad news, because there's been like a lot of demonstrations against the unions, and you can see why, because they're part of the Illuminati group, political group. Okay, the intelligence group include the CIA, the KGB, the FBI, British intelligence, the mafia, organized crime, drug cartel, Interpol, and the Communist Party. And one thing they didn't mention in this chart, I don't know who did this chart, but they also need to include the Mossad too, and the Mossad group. The religious groups are the World Council of Churches, the National Council of Churches, World Parliament of Religions, the Vatican, New Age cults and groups, liberal Protestant denominations, the Unity Church, the Unitarian Universalist Church, the Baha'i, that's B-A-H-A apostrophe I think that is Temple of Understanding. So it's the Baha'i Temple of Understanding. And their headquarters is in Israel. It's in, I think it's Tel Aviv. Or Haifa. I think it was Haifa is the main headquarters. The education group UNESCO, World Peace Groups, Planetary Congress, the World Federalist Organization, the World Constitution, and Parliamentary Association, environmental groups, Lucius Trust, that used to be called Lucifer Trust, but they changed it to Lucius Trust so they wouldn't draw attention to themselves. World Goodwill, World Union, Echelon Institute, and the media establishment. What they mean was the media as in the mass media, like news, entertainment, that's included all in that group. And so I'm going to get to the next chart here. Okay, now this is the Bilderberg group here. See that? Let me adjust it here. Okay, now the Bilderberg is made up a number of wealthy people around the world, business people, politicians, let me see, people who are in the banks, people like that sort. Like, see, George Soros is in this. Let me pull this up a little. Okay. Dianne Feinstein is in here. Melinda Gates, who is the wife of Bill Gates. Here's David Rockefeller. He's here. And Henry Kissinger. Bill Clinton is a member of this group. George Shultz. Ben Bernanke. He's the head of the Federal Reserve. There's a load of names. William F. Buckley. Timothy F. Geithner. He's part of the Federal Reserve group. He's the secretary. Lynn Forster, the Rothschild. Yeah. Of the Rothschild family. Peter Sutherland. He was nominated by the Vatican to oversee the Deepwater Horizon disaster. So remember that guy. Okay. Now these people, all these people here are connected with all these groups outside here. See, all the political groups, and these central people tell these guys basically what to do. And you have here Mitt Romney, Hillary Clinton, John Kerry. John Kerry's real name was John Cone. George W. Bush, and Joe Lieberman, friends of Joe Lieberman, John McCain. Let's see, I'll leave the link to this image here, and you all can download this and look at it closely, because there are a lot of corporations and businesses involved in this. So basically what I'm saying is, before I run out of time, is that the best way to battle these evil people that are doing all these things, like pre-massacres at schools, is to hit them in the pocketbook, is to not to contribute to any of these societies, not to buy in from these corporations. You get the idea. It even mentions here the Boy Scouts of America, the Peace Corps, NAACP, Knights of Malta. There are tons and tons here. Like I said, I'm running out of time, so I'll cut it off right here. I'll discuss it a little further in the next